Okay, so hi and assalamualaikum. So my name is Nur Farah Nabila binti Azmi Rozaki and my metric number is 2020991267. So today I will present my presentation for the infographic, which is the title is the consumer credit. The meaning of consumer credit is a type of personal debt that used to buy goods and service. One type of consumer credit is a credit card. Consumer credit is also known as consumer debt. Then we go to the understanding consumer credit. In the understanding consumer credit is to extended by banks, retailers, and others to enable consumers to purchase goods immediately and pay off the cost over time with interest. In the understanding consumer credit that have been divided by two, which is the first one is installment and credit. Let's see today in the installment credit. In the installment credit is a type of credit that give for specific purpose and length of time. The payments are typically made in equal monthly installments. Installment credit is utilized for large ticket items such as appliances, cars, and furnitures. To the consumers, installment credit generally has lower interest rates than revolving credit. Then we go to the revolving credit. In the revolving credit, any purchase can be made by using revolving credit, which includes the credit cards. The line of credit is revolving in the sense that it remains open and can be utilized up to the maximum monthly payment on time. The revolving credit is available at a relatively high interest rate because it is not secured by collateral. Okay, then we go to the advantages of consumer credit. In the advantages of consumer credit is the consumer credit allows people to acquire loan against their future earnings in order to buy goods and service. It is also can be life-saving in an emergency such as a car breakdown. Because of the credit cards are generally secure to carry and the United States have been gradually becoming a cashless society. The banks and financial institutions, the department store and many other businesses offer to consume the credit card. Then we go to the disadvantages of consumer credit. The expenses to customers who do not pay off their whole amounts every month and continue to collect more interest charge from month to month is the major drawback of utilizing revolving consumer credit. A single late payment also can boost the card holder's interest rate. That's all my presentation for today, and then we go to our next presentation. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Ani Syafiqah binti Malik and my metric number is 2020-992881. So the next part is for investment and retirement planning. So first is investment. Investment is an asset or item acquired with the goal of generating income or appreciation. So the appreciation here refers to increase in the value of an asset over time. So there are 7 types of investment, which is investment in saving account, investment in fixed deposit, investment in shares, investment in bonds, investment in residential home, investment in residential properties, and lastly is investment in unit trust. So next topic is retirement planning. So the retirement planning is the process of estimating future consumption and other needs, and it is determined on how these needs can be met if we are no longer working. So it is important for us to live comfortable standard of living during retirement, and it's also to determine our level of income needed during retirement. So the sources of retirement fund consists of 2, which is first is provident and pension fund, and second is provident fund. So for the provident fund, the fund is contributed by members where upon retirement, and the total contribution paid by the members and their employers, and any accumulated interest and dividend will be given to members. So for the provident fund is divided into 2, which is EPF and SOCSO. So EPF is for the government employees and SOCSO is for the private sector employees. So the EPF is a mandatory contribution, which is every employees will contribute 23% of their monthly salary. So actually 23% consists of is divided by 2, which is employee 11% and employer 12%. So every employees will contribute 11% only for the EPF, and it will be credited to individual account. Okay, so for withdrawal, okay, let's say if an employee wants to withdraw their money, their EPF money, they only can be withdraw with several reasons. So the reason is if they want to purchase a building or a house, or if it is for the death withdrawal scheme, or for education, for investment, for medical, and also if they want to leave the country. So they can withdraw their money for that 6 reason. And the next is tips to manage the retirement planning. So first we need to select a target date, and then we estimate money that we need to accumulate, and then find out about our social security benefits, and lastly talk with our banker or tax advisor.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Izzati binti Muhammad Zain. My matric card number 2019219282. I will present about estate planning. Estate planning is the process of disposing of an estate after a person is dead. It is an important and everlasting gift that you can give to your family. Number 1 is wasiyah. Definition of will is a document which has legal effect that enables you to determine how your property is to be distributed upon your demise. Next is characteristic of will. What a valid will? Importance of will. 2 is Amanah Raya Berhad. Amanah Raya Berhad, as the largest estate planning service provider, has the necessary skill to give the best possible service at an affordable price. Number 3 is Faraid. As a Muslim, Faraid is a concept in Islamic law which determines the distribution of a deceased property to heirs in portions mentioned in Al-Quran. A list of people who are eligible to receive an inheritance, male and female. Male such as son, grandson of son and younger, father, the brother both parents, the brother of the same parents, sibling of the same mother, a nephew of the same father and younger, last is uncle of the same parents. Female such as girls, granddaughter of sons, mother, maternal grandmother, paternal grandmother, the sister of the same parents, mother sister, wife and puan. Number 4 is hibah. Hibah is the voluntary transfer of property ownership from one party to another without consideration that occurs during the life of a hibah provider. There is a difference between a hibah and will. Hibah, when a person gives an asset to one of his children or relatives during his lifetime. Will is when a person requires the ownership of an asset is given to a specific person after his or her death. Number 5 is estate planning risk. First is death probate, living probate, family conflict, and loss of inheritance. Number 6 is duties. Duties of guardian. If the testator has minor children, he should think about who would be responsible for them if they are still under the age of 18 once he died. Next is duties of trustee. It is possible for the executor and trustee to be the same individual. If properties cannot be distributed, such as when there is little property, the estate will be managed by a trustee. Next is duties of executor, where the work required in managing assets is basically the same whether the die left a will or die intestate. The executor has complete authority to do so. Lastly, 5-stage estate administration. Stage 1 is file petition of the appointment of personal representative. Stage 2 is obtain grant of probate or letter of administration. Stage 3 is determine all assets and liabilities. Stage 4 is determine priority and pay liabilities. Stage 5 is distribute assets. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nora Mirah binti Hassan. My metric number is 2020968519. Today, I will present the infographic Future Financial Challenges. There are 10 common or future financial challenges. Firstly, monthly spending exceeds income. It happens when people insufficient to cover their expenses. Setting a monthly budget that categorizes expenses to rein in excessive spending in the first step in overcoming this barrier. Second, you can get out from under car payments. Car payments can suck up a significant portion of your monthly income. And if upgrade the vehicle, continually making car payments but never paying them off. You may limit your lower cost by changing the approach car purchases. Next, you carry a credit card balance every month. On any balance carried over from one month to the next, credit cards impose substantial interest fee. As you reevaluate your budget, be sure that your income allows you to pay off credit card balance. Next, you do have an emergency fund. Its effects to life events such as loss of income, car breakdown, or other unplanned incident may put them in a hole. Set aside a portion of your monthly budget for this emergency fund. Next, your rent keeps going up. Consumer budgets are being squeezed by rising rents, and many people are questioning if it makes more sense to buy rather than rent. It's worth checking out a rent versus buy calculator or speaking with a financial advisor to see if buying can save money.
Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to our lecturer, Dr. Nur Huda, and my fellow friends. My name is Rahiza binti Ramli. My matrix number is 2020995105. I will continue the remaining point for the future financial challenges. Number 6. A new baby brings unexpected costs. Children are expensive. Everyday items like diapers, formula, and baby food can stress monthly budgets and checking accounts even before new parents face the cost of daycare and other unavoidable expenses. If possible, plan ahead and start saving for these expenses before they hit. Even if you do manage to put away some baby specific saving, you may still need to look at your budget and create space in your monthly spending to accommodate these new demands. 7. You owe the hospital for medical care. Medical bills can be a significant financial burden, especially if you are someone who doesn't have insurance or you do, but it is a high deductible plan. But hospitals are used to dealing with patients who can afford to pay their bills in full, so take advantage of your option to reduce the cost or spread it out over time. Some hospitals, for example, are willing to reduce the amount owed in order to get payment, and many are willing to talk about a payment plan that lets you slowly chip away at your bill over time. This option could help you pay off your debt in a manner that doesn't destroy your personal finances. Number 8. Your student loan debt limits your financial capabilities. Like student loans debt can demand payments that limit your ability to buy a home and increase your savings. But delaying the payment of this debt only result in paying more interest over time. Consider taking whatever approach to debt reduction that helps you meet your goals. Borrowers have the option of refinancing at a lower rate to reduce the amount owed, or they could increase their monthly payment to pay off debt faster. Either approach could alleviate your student loan burden while creating opportunities to reboot your finances. Number 9, you are not saving enough for retirement. Many US consumers are worried they are not saving enough for retirement, but it is never too late to start trying to catch up. If you are not minimizing contribution to a 401k, put as much tax deferred money as possible into these accounts and be sure to maximize matching. If you are able to put money into additional funds, consider opening an extra individual retirement account to that retirement fund and secure your future. Say Brad Skate, Executive Vice President for Oklahoma Central Credit Union. Take advantage of the saving vehicle to lower your tax burden and earn interest for your golden years. And number 10, you feel overwhelmed by financial matters. Personal financial is a complex subject, but it has implications that will affect your rest of your life. If you are feeling overwhelmed or confused by your own financial situation, it's worth the time and money to take a financial literacy class. Your local credit union may have additional educational resources to help you better understand your finances and what you can do to overcome financial challenges. Financial challenges may sometimes seem unsurmountable, but there's always a way to address this obstacle and build a better financial future. It may not happen overnight, but with patience and persistence, you can take steps to strengthen your financial outlook and put these challenges in your rear view mirror. That's all from me. Thank you.